Well, hello, good morning and welcome back. So I'm about to start a new journal, so obviously I'm going to turn the camera on, invite you to join me in the process. Now I have got this fabulous new digi kit. It's by Lulu Digital Art Studio on Etsy, if anybody fancies it. This is not paid promotion, this is not a design team project. I'm just sharing it with you. I think it's a fabulous kit. If you're into grungy, it's fabulous because you've got what I call light grunge, heavy grunge. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It's got some flowers in it to soften it up. It's got all this peeling paint. There's a little bit of sort of floral decoration down that side. We've got more flowers there. I love that it's red and orange and brown and this tealy old copper colour. And then we've got like a very light middle on this one with some blue flowers, more woodwork, some old stonework by the looks of it there, some decorative work. I just think it is absolutely awesome, and I can see me using this in many kits, obviously many journals, obviously not the whole kit because it would just be the same, but that's the one I want. But to use elements of it, this lovely cracked wood, and then we've got this beautiful old like fabric or hand painted woodwork, and then this one. And I put one on fabric so that I can do some ruffles and things with it. Okay. You heard my printer going in the background. That's because, and that's another one, I've just printed another one of these. Now this is interesting actually, because look at the difference in colour here. This is Navigator paper and this is just copier paper. Anyway, that's what I'm going to use for the covers. I've got this fabric. I've shown you this old greeny blue top before because I want to do a multi-fabric spine. And I've got this old diary. I've cut the middles out and we are going to use this for our cover. So the first thing that I'm going to do is cover it. Now I'm going to give myself plenty of room because I've got this whole sheet really to use. Now I'm going to put my ruler on the end there and just trim that off. Now I've shown you many times how I gut a book, so you should be au fait to get to this stage if you want to follow along. So then I'm just going to bring it up like that. So we're going to apply some glue. I'm using, actually what am I using? I'm going to use the Elmer's Natural, and I'm just going to glue all the way around the edge like that, and then up and down the middle a little bit like that. Okay, I'm going to pick it up, turn it over and put it down roughly in the middle. Okay, doesn't matter too much if it's not in the middle because I'm going to wrap it, which is why I've got the overhang. Part of the reason I want to wrap it is because obviously I've got the cut line down there like that. So I'm going to cover the edge, and the edge of the actual book is very pale. Right, I'm now going to take my scissors, if only I can find a pair of scissors. You wouldn't believe how many pairs of scissors I've got here. Right, if you find that fold, I mean, again, I'm sure that you have done this many times, but find the edge of your book. And then when you've got the edge, you've got a bit of a crease. This is how I do it anyway. And then I'll just take that extra off, tuck that little bit, and then bring it over, okay? So cut that, tuck that little bit under, and then just roll that round, okay, like so. So I'm gonna cut that, oh, got glue on my finger now, turn it round and cut a triangle the other way, is what I do, and then that'll just tuck. Same thing this side, and then tuck that little edge bit, and then just roll it. Okay, now obviously I put my glue right on the edge, so you can now put a bit in the middle. That'll hold that. I didn't want to come down here because I'm never 100% sure exactly where the paper's going to end, and I don't want glue spilling out all over the place, so I'd rather do it that way. There we go. So now that is our front or back. And I'm going to do exactly the same to the other one. Now, it was obviously originally the front because this is the back. And do exactly the same. So glue up fairly close to the edge. Don't want it spilling out, although we have got the wrap to protect us. Like that. Turn that over. I haven't trimmed this one because, well, A, I forgot, if I'm honest, and B, this has not been printed on the back, so it's got no real use to me, that excess piece, whereas obviously the other one had been printed on the back. Oops, so there was use to me there. Oh, keep putting my hands in the glue. That's why I'm always so sticky. Right, I like that. And then remember, we just bent them. And I am actually going to now trim that down because that's quite a lot of fold over, which is not necessary. And then cut your triangle from this side. No, from this side, see? I'm going mad. And then you can just tuck that little bit in. It just helps to make sure those corners are covered. There we go. Oops. Don't slide it around, Claire. Okay, so again, there's my corner. So and there's my corner. As I say, I'm sure that you've done this before and you don't really need me to tell you, but there's always new people and they're trying to learn easier ways to do things. So it's nice to sometimes just go, you know, back to basics and do the whole thing, and then just bring that over like that. So now we have got our lovely grungy front and back. Okay, right, now we want to join these together because this is our cover and we want to put our fabric spine in here before, right, I'm going to line it up with that bottom one there, and I'm going to line it up with that bottom there, and that is going to give me 3 centimetres, which is basically 1.25 inches. Okay, I'm going to take the fabric that I printed from the kit and I'm going to lay that on there like that. I'm going over a good 1.5 inches will be enough. That's 1.5 inches roughly. 1.5 inches is roughly there. So I'm going to do a snip like that and tear it down. And this is going to be, right, I just need to get that top bit off because I don't want the white edge. And of course I can't get that off, can I? I'm wondering if I can fray it so it's not so obvious that it's a white line. Does that make sense? Right, so I'm going to line this back up because obviously it's all moved now with what we were doing. Right, using fabric glue. Now I know that this is marginally short, which is what we want, but I just want to make sure the gap at the top and the bottom is the same. That's my thing. So we're coming 1 centimetre in and 1 centimetre up from the bottom. This is fabric glue. Whoops, I nearly got carried away. I went past my stop line there, didn't I? Right. And that is now going to go on there, like that. Now, unlike usual, we don't mind if we can see the glue because obviously we're going to line the inside of this book. So again, we're 1 centimetre up, and going all the way up that edge to the 1 centimetre. Now, obviously, you can go the full length if you choose to, top to bottom. I'm just going short because my fabric's short and I didn't want to turn it round portrait so that we had the full amount, because then I wouldn't have enough to use for other things within the journal. So then just follow it along. Whoops, don't move the first one, Claire. And there you go. I did make one of these books. Oh, goodness me. I don't know, it must be 2-ish years ago. I saw Artie Mays make a Christmas journal. Now, obviously, I want this on the inside as well, so I'm going to put a second layer on. I saw Artie Mays make a Christmas journal out of envelopes that she then joined together with bits of fabric. That's when I first did it. I can't remember what subject I used. I don't think it was Christmas, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying. But this, now we're doing this grungy one. So, just getting this roughy, tufty edge again. Get all your strings off. Get that lovely fluffy edge going on. And we are going to stick that on top. So this time I'm going to glue the whole thing. So I'm going across there, all the way down the edge, across the bottom where we didn't put glue before, up this side. And this spine is basically going to be held in place by being glued between the outside cover and the inside lining of the cover, which I think is quite snaz. First time I saw it done, I was really quite impressed. Now, this middle bit I need to really smother because I don't want lines. So this is the big bottle that I generally fill up the little bottle from. So I seem to have, there it is, lost my big paintbrush. So if we smother this, then the whole thing will be wet and the same colour, and we don't have to worry about glue lines. Might as well do that while I'm here, mightn't I? You're not going to see it, but hey ho. And then we'll do this one. Okay, we'll put our, which one? It's this one. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. Get rid of that. And we'll put this over the top. Like so. There we go. Now that obviously needs to dry completely. That's what it looks like on the outside. Okay, so we need to set that aside to dry. Whilst that is drying, we can get on and we can look at our middle fabrics, which are going to also form part of the spine, because they are going to hold our pages. So we want a nice, actually a sleeve will probably do it. let's try. So we want the same thing. We want 3 centimetres of fabric by the length of that spine we just made. Right. Oh yeah, no, I've just remembered some of this dress is t-shirt material, this top. I've just remembered that. Right, we need the actual cotton fabric. Sorry peeps. So we need the actual cotton, not the t-shirt. There we go. Right, so once we've got that cut out, we can now look at some measurements. So bring this back for a minute, see if by any chance this is the same height. Oh, look at that. That's fabulous. Right. So what we need here, see, and this is where you shouldn't move it, because in bending it and moving it, look what's happened. It's right. Move it, Claire. Pull it down and leave it, because we don't want it all buckling. We want it nice and right. So what we need here, we know it's the right height. Fabulous. Let's get ourselves a straight line. Now what we need is 6 centimetres, because we need the original 3, 1, 2, 3, that is the spine. We then need 1.5. I did 1.5 inches, but so let's call it 2, and then 2. So that's 7. We need 7 centimetres. Okay. And then I'm just going to tear that down there like that. And however many of these you do will determine how many pages you've got in your book, and obviously how much space you've got in your spine. Because what we're going to do is we are going to, I think I'm going to go for 4. So there's 3. And we should just get a 4th one out of there, I think. Yeah. So okay, so I've now got 4 of these. Okay, now when we make this book, now these are slightly different heights, I've just realised, so we don't want different heights. It's obviously where the top was shaped slightly differently. Right, so we got 4 of these, still a different height. I'm going to have to get the big scissors on it, aren't I? And that one's even taller. Right, hang on. Let's just here's one. Can't quite do that one. Can't do it from that angle. Now I think it's shorter, isn't it? No, that's okay, we can get away with that one. And then this one, perfect. Right, so what we're going to do is, if you've not seen me do this before, we're going to take one of our journal pages, we are going to fold it in half. Okay, now I have double printed these, which obviously you don't need to do, because originally I was going to do them with a standard 3 whole pamphlet stitch. Now I'm not. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold your page in half. You are going to slide in your spine piece by 2 centimetres, because that's what we allowed for it, wasn't it? So there's our 2 centimetre line, and we're going to glue it. Okay, and then we are going to do the same with this one, and this one we're going to glue this side. Okay, and again you're going to come in 2 centimetres, because that's the amount of fabric that we allowed. Okay, so we're going to glue all of that and all of that, and then we're going to put another one on top, and we're going to keep going. And when we've done all 4, we are then going to stitch through the middle there inside the cover. So they will all be stitched through the centre there like that, and each one will be a double-sided page. Hope that makes sense. Now I want this to carry on drying. This is still wet, so I can't put them in today. I could put one in to show you. So what we're going to do is line it up to your 2 centimetres, because I've just moved it. There it goes, up there. So run your glue all the way up there, like that. Bring your page over and glue, like that. Do exactly the same on the other side. Make sure you've got it lined up where you want it. And do exactly the same. Like so. Just straighten that up if you've dragged it a bit. Bring it over, press it shut. Okay, and then we turn it over. We obviously need to glue these, but what you need to decide is you might want pockets. So this one, for example, if I glue just along the bottom and up, whoops, up the fabric, that will give me a page size pocket, and because it's been printed on both sides, it'll be nice to look at inside. This one, I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna, as you can see, I'm having a bit of grief here with my glue bottle. Needs filling up really. Just glue all the way round, including your fabric. Like that. And then bring your page back over and glue it down. And there we have the first of our signatures. Yeah, ta-da! Just like that. Really, really easy. This one we know is a pocket, so before we forget, let's put a thumb point in it. It's quite a deep thumb point, but it's a thumb point, and we can see we've got patterned papers inside. Now again, obviously you need to leave these to dry and get a good hold before we start playing with them and decorating them. Okay, so I feel like I've kept you quite a long time. Oh, it's only half an hour. It feels like it's been longer, but you've definitely got the idea now of what I'm going to be doing. And then you see this is going to sit in here like so. Might need to adjust that slightly, but that is how it's going to work, because this is going to be stitched down here. Okay, so as always, thank you for spending time with me today. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now.